I call the shots. What? You'd rather call some model hoes, I'd rather call the dots. I ship you dick, long distance delivery, and spin up on that meat. I like my chicken rotisserie. Hey, buddy at the party getting yoked up. If your girl at my crib, then I'm yoked up. Hey, we brought bitches for the whole club. Hey, we brought bitches for the whole club. Everybody at the party getting yoked up. So your girl at the party if she choked up. Hey, I'm just trying to take her home, bruh. Hey, I'm just trying to hit a home run.
Gotta keep the jug on me. Gotta stay hydrated.
Dude, I hate those people at the gym that carry on a fucking like a gallon. Dude, piss off.
I don't bring it out in public. The jug stays at the crib.
I had a buddy of mine that would literally carry one around at dance rehearsals and drink the whole thing twice.
What?
No chance.
Dude, I hate the guys at the gym that have their gallon. And they like take like their one scoop of pre-workout and like dump it in the entire thing. I'm like, what? Like, what is that accomplishing? I'm like, that's not doing anything for you.
Out. Lordy. Anyway, but I started recording. So what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Charge It to the Pod. This is episode 12.
I don't even know.
I think it's episode 12. I don't know. That just proves how bad of podcast hosts that Cody and I are. But we got a special pod here for you guys today. We got
a real good one. Hopefully
we got the Hot Street Pod.
The hot pod.
Love it.
We got our boys Ollie Joseph and Galaxy X.
OJ, the Juice Man.
You know the vibes. That ain't me, but I should take his name.
So we're just here talking the new project coming out tonight as we're recording this. Or no, not tonight. Is it tonight?
It comes out on Friday.
It comes out Friday. It's only Wednesday.
So why did I think it was Thursday? Oh, probably because
it feels like a Thursday.
Because Blick was asleep for so long, bro.
It definitely feels like a Thursday.
It was like 9 o'clock. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm getting on Discord, and I ain't hear nothing from Blick.
Yeah, I was slumped for. I got home from work at 5:30, and I woke up at 10. So
Nothing like a little nap.
You ain't sleeping tonight.
Yeah, I will not be sleeping tonight. But luckily, I have this to edit and record, so no big deal. And anyway, we got the Hot Streak Pod today, so we're gonna be talking the project coming out on Friday. We're gonna be talking a little bit of the production side, how it got all put together. Talking some lyrics with OJ. Just kind of shooting the shit on how this project came to fruition. So, I guess we'll go ahead and start it.
Super dope. Blick and I got to listen. Super fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Y'all are gonna be excited for this one on Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's super tight. I really like all of the tracks. I'm a big vibes guy. So I was really into the Lonely Fall and No Title.
Dude, yes, No Title was super dope.
No Title's super
Yeah,
dope.
I really appreciate that, man, because I wanted to. Obviously, the songs that usually get played the most are if you have a single, if you have a couple singles, or the songs that are a little bit more upbeat. Because most people listen to music like commuting to work or at the gym or at a party or something like that. So the upbeat shit usually gets more plays. And I was like, well, I don't want to structure this to where those two songs get slept on. So I had to like sandwich them into like make people finish the project. I wanted to put another hype one at the end. So it only made sense to kind of squish those two in the middle. But yeah, I like those are the ones where I really focused on like a story and the writing and the structure and the flow and just the cohesiveness of it being a big vibe. And of course, like obviously the beat carries half of it. So
yeah, I really enjoyed both of those tracks. I want to say that No Title is probably my favorite on the project.
Yeah, I was probably gonna say that was one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what Apollo said too.
No, that's crazy because like that's like my least favorite. Not that like it's like a bad song.
All trash, bro.
Dude, no, because like there's only 5 songs on the project, and so it's kind of hard to like pick favorites. But like,
yeah,
like, but that song is something where you're kind of like in your room, you're just kind of chilling and like you're by yourself, and then you're like, yo, damn, like this shit kind of slaps. So it's not like it's not like it's a bad song, and it's just like it's definitely like a vibe. It's definitely like it sets the mood for like whatever you're about to do next. You know what I mean?
For sure.
No, I was talking to Apollo earlier, and he was like, "What's your least favorite song on the project?" And I was like, "Honestly, don't have a least favorite song because, and if I'm sure everybody, if someone like if you ask Drake, what's your least favorite song on Nothing Was the Same, he'll probably have an answer to it." And so I was like, "Well, let me think." And it probably would be No Title for me too, only because I feel like that's the one song that if I would choose what's one that doesn't fit in here, it'd be that one just because the beat is so different than the rest of the beats. But other than that, it actually does follow the storyline, especially I actually wrote No Title first and then wrote A Lonely Fall after, but I wrote it to prelude No Title. So it goes into each other. So and I can break down like what each one is about if you guys would want me to, but No Title is it's just different. I've just never done something like that before. And even when I was writing that song, I didn't sit down because usually I'll open my notepad and get to type in, and I was just feeling. I was like, too many days in a row we held convos about everything under the sun. I want, and it just kind of like went off of that scheme, and I was like, yeah, this flow's kind of gas. Kept it for the whole first verse. Didn't even put a hook in there.
Yo, and then like he was like I sent him the beat, and so he like recorded like the first verse. And then like was like, hey, I need you to change something. And so like we kind of went like back and forth on this for a little bit until like we got like the perfect product. Like we had to move the sample around. We had to like take the drums out somewhere. And I think it all came together like perfect at the end.
Yeah, it's a dope song.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, everything. Yeah, I think I said that in my text. I was like, everything flows together so well. It feels like a really good cohesive project, and I really enjoyed every listen I had.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask you guys, what was your favorite song to make? Like Galaxy, like what was your favorite song to produce? Ollie, what was your favorite song to write?
You go first, Galaxy.
Favorite song to produce.
Do 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 do.
All right. I gotta say the favorite. Hey, honestly, this is messed up. The favorite one to produce was probably No Title, just because like
Damn.
For real, because like it's easy like making like the up tempo stuff and like making the stuff that bangs. But like when you're making beats that are like super slow and like they're not gonna catch someone's attention right away, so you gotta like kind of make like little things in the beat to keep people's attention. And so like the R&B beats take probably like I would say like 4 to 5 times longer than like the actual like harder beats. So like fun wise and like more technical wise, I gotta go with No Title.
Yeah, I'd say to write probably A Lonely Phone, No Title as well. Anytime you're writing the hype songs, it's easier to kind of keep people engaged because usually the drum pattern and whatever melody that the producer chooses to use, like the top line,
some crazy shit on it.
Yeah, you can just really say whatever you want, and whatever you say doesn't have to correlate. Like I could be like, hanging out with the squad doing this, and the next line could be about like, and I'm traveling to the, and it's like, all right, but those don't match at all. But I don't give a fuck because the song slaps, and that's all I care about in this moment right now. But when you actually slow the beat down a little bit, and it's more of like a skeletal production. You only really can focus on what the person's saying. And the beat I feel like the hype songs, the beat carries it, and the artist is kind of there to just not fuck it up. But the other songs like the No Titles and A Lonely Fall have to show up, and I have to be a good writer, and I have to have a right flow. And people don't understand how much goes into the recording process of a song. You have to fucking nail a vocal performance for it to even be worthy of uploading and for someone to say it's fire. That's like when someone goes out of their way to be like, yo, man, this sounds really good. It's not just them complimenting me. Like I spend hours and hours and hours on this shit. This is literally my fucking life outside of like what I do. I go to work hit the plantation, go to work, and then come back, and then it's just nonstop. I gotta stop saying that, but Trey always says that. But he always says I'm slaving away. But it's like those two songs mean a lot to me too, because it's two very specific stories that happened at one point in time in each. Like the first I'll Only Fall is literally about like 15 minutes worth of time where I just checked out and was just in another world. And then No Title is about me, something not going my way. And I was just like, well, I got to get something out of this. I'll write a song about it. And it's funny because people like you were like, yeah, that might be my favorite one on the track because it's relatable. So to write something that someone's like, yo, this sounds cool, I can relate to this, that always makes me feel pretty good, because that's like the end goal of why you do anything, is to leave your mark on something. So
Yeah, I feel like when obviously like I love all your songs, but like, I feel like I tend to like listen to a lot of like the more like vibey songs. Like What If was one of my top played songs this year. I love that song
hell
so
yeah.
much.
And even that, like working with, I know when, that's why in WD-40, I say if Galaxy sends it, I shred it to pieces. Because anytime, he knows what I like at this point. He knows what, out of like, he'll send me 10 beats at a fucking time. Like over the summer, he would, I'm not kidding you, send me like fucking 40 beats a week. And I always had to tell him like, bro, you gotta chill, because like I'm like, I keep on starting this one and realize I have to finish this next one. And I was like, I'm cutting it off. I'm gonna finish these and we're gonna like make a project out of it.
Hey, I'll give you guys a little secret, man. So every time I used to send Ollie a pack, and like he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna check it, I would call him either like later that night or like the day after, and I'm like, hey, you check that pack yet? And he'd be like, all right, I'm about to check it right now. And he'd like like
You
right
know
in
he
front
was
of
capping
me.
though when he was saying that. He's like, oh shoot, he's calling me out. I actually gotta look this right now.
My memory is just terrible, dude. I can't remember shit. If someone tells me to do something, I'm like, yeah, I got you, and then I'll remember like 5 days later. I'm like, oh, I did not have that at all. But yeah, writing wise, definitely No Title and A Lonely Fall. My favorites, right?
All right. Yeah, dope. I kind of lost track of the conversation. I was just like totally zoned in, and then
Blake was just out of here.
I
man.
was out of here for a second.
But yeah, I honestly fell back asleep, bro. That story sucked.
No, it was good. I was listening to it the whole way through. I just I lost my train of thought right as he stopped talking. I was like, fuck, now I gotta speak. So one of the other questions I had for you, OJ, was not wanting to put out a project. I saw that on your Instagram post the other day.
Yeah.
What were the reasonings behind that, and like your thought process with that, not wanting to put a project out until it kind of
Well, the reason I wouldn't want to put a project out until I had like I have you guys, I have the other couple people who are like the core fan base, where I know if I drop something, they're gonna listen right away. But I need to take that and multiply that by like 100 for it to make sense for me to drop a project, because it's a lot of money to spend on like the mixing and mastering and the cost. Like Hush is one of my best friends, but I pay him for every song that he puts in, because it takes a long time to engineer and make me sound good. I don't sound that good going into it. Like he puts a lot of work into that. And then on top of that, it takes time to write the songs. It takes time for Galaxy to produce the songs, for it to come together and us finalize an idea. It's like, all right, this is the structure. This is what I'm going to say. I got to record it. It's just a lot of time that goes into it. And when you spend all that time, you don't want it to fall on deaf ears. But at the end of the day, I also have to remind myself, I got in this to have fun. It started as a hobby, and it turned into something that, like I said earlier, kind of turned into a lifestyle. And then something I want to make my full-time career. So I always have to remember, at the end of the day, I want to have fun with it. And I do this for me. I always say I make shit and I just sit in my room and come up with ideas and shit. And I do that for me to listen to. And then other people just happen to like it. I don't set out and be like, damn, what should I make for the people who listen to my shit. I just make stuff that I think is cool. And when we finally had like a collection of beats that I felt really strong, and I think every beat on the project sounds different. Because like I said, Galaxy's probably sent me like probably close to like 300 beats all time.
Golly.
And these are just some of the ones that I think sounded different. Like High Horse, for example. We were on Zoom, and he made that beat in like 5 minutes. Not joking, literally like 5 minutes. He's like, "What do you want me to make?" And I was like, "I've always wanted a beat that's just an acoustic guitar and some drums." And he's like, "Bet." Pull the sample and put the drums on it, and then we had it. And I just fucking was going hard freestyling. Not freestyling like obviously out the top of the head, but the song doesn't really have a structure. It's just some bars. But the project, I felt like I had all these songs sitting there. It wasn't like, yo, we're going to make a project. Let's start to structure these songs. It was like, well, we have a ton of songs together. I think we have like 10. And these were 5 that I felt like fit together. The top 5 out of the 10 that we had. And I was like, you know what? Gotta supply him with something.
That's facts, man.
So,
Yeah. Plus, it's with my boy. It's with one of my best friends. Like, if I'm doing a project, I really I work with shit, man. I mean, you guys know who I work with, but they're all my super close friends. So if I was gonna do a project, I think the first one, it was pretty important to me for me to write everything. Have one person, one of my really good friends, executive produce everything. And it just so happened to be that I had those 5 songs of Galaxy. So
and we were supposed to drop a project probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like right around when we recorded Yoked Up. Like that was supposed to be on like a little 5-song EP, but like shit happened. They kind of got lost in the water. So it's kind of cool how everything just comes back around, and now here's Hot Street.
Should have put Yoked Up on Hot Street.
Hey, bro, Yoked Up intro song.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
We'll put it on the deluxe edition.
There you go. I actually dropped out of the call for a second, so I didn't get like about 2 minutes of what OJ said. I
was just talking some bullshit.
Okay. So we'll
just shooting the shit as always.
We're just shooting the shit about at least Cody and I shit we don't know shit about. But yeah, that's completely understandable about the whole like not wanting a whole project to just fall on deaf ears and not have to go back and or not necessarily go back, but not wanting it to be put out and not do the numbers that you're expecting, and like wanting to expand on where you want to go as far as a fan base perspective.
Another thing that, not to cut you off, another thing people don't understand too is like you can't just put a song out. You know when the artist like they'll drop a song and it's like, hey man, like this song came out a month ago, y'all sleeping on me, and it has like 3 views. It's like, dog, you did not promote that shit at all. You did not put a cent into a marketing budget at all.
Love gems.
No one fucking knows about you. And that's the thing, like there's still, most people don't know about me. So if I'm going to put out a project, I also have to fund that project to make sure that it gets out to people. Now, the flip side of that, it's a lot easier to market 5 songs than it is 1, because you can just, if you push 1, they're going to come back and see that it's lumped with 4 other tunes as well. So that's one thing that we haven't really even discussed too much as to how we're going to market it. But we have Galaxy have a couple things in plan, a couple outlets we're going to go through to push it, maybe do a video for a couple of them and stuff like that. But yeah, man, this shit is like when you're in the trenches, and it's not just some willy-nilly like record a song, upload it on SoundCloud, and it is what it is. Like this is it's a business. You really have to know. You got to be calculated with your moves. You can fuck up because you learn from it, but you can't keep on making the same mistakes. And that's what I don't want to do. And I've made a ton of mistakes. And I know I'm going to make some more, but it's just with something like this, I have to be zeroed in and like, this is the direction we're going with it. And I don't want to veer off. So I think we got some cool ass stuff planned for it though. So I'm excited.
And like, just like on like the business side, just like me and Ollie like have been talking like almost every day for probably like the last like 2 months, just trying to think of ideas. Like, all right, how can we do this for the project? How can we do this? We were on the phone probably back and forth probably like 6 times yesterday because we're editing videos and getting stuff ready for social media and trying to get like cool Instagram posts. That's like a lot of stuff that like a lot of artists don't really take into fact. They think they can just put a song on SoundCloud and then like, oh, I dropped a song, now everybody has to listen to it. Like, no, you have to like grab attention. If it doesn't look like something that you would click, like you got to grab attention and like make people want to click it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like if someone asks, like, who's the best rapper? People are like, all right, Jay-Z, Eminem, blah, 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 Wayne. You can say whoever you want. The best rapper is probably undiscovered in their basement, not fucking having the tools and the resources to get out there and show everyone that they're the best rapper. So it's like there's tons of people who are phenomenal at all sorts of crafts. They just don't take themselves seriously enough to put themselves on that pedestal and create a platform for themselves to do so. Like, but you need the resources. So you got like, thankfully I do have a full-time job so I can fund this shit. So it's just like that's the main thing that we gotta kind of get in place is like where we're gonna put those funds to push this out and hopefully get it heard. Because I've really not like I've played around with marketing before, but I've never really invested like big money into a certain project or a song because I've never had the resources to do that. But it's getting to the point now where I'm like, okay, well, where am I going to put some of this shit? How are we going to make this happen? So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's just like it's a business, it's a grind. You gotta put your all into it. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work out the way you want it to, or the way you expect it to. You gotta put the extra work in, no matter what you're doing.
It's called the music business for a reason, you know what I mean? It's not just music, it's the music business.
Yeah. It's like you're running your own startup.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
if someone the other day I was arguing with someone on this app called Loom, which it stands for Live Underground Music, and it's a dope ass app. The concept's cool, but there's some artists on there who are just like annoying as fuck, and they just like spam the shit out of your page. It's like, yo, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, bro, this is not the way you want to go about something. You're annoying the fuck out of me, and I don't want to work with you. And the song's fucking trash, dude. Don't send me a trash ass song talking about, yo, we gotta work. Because trust me, I'm not hating on anyone making trash ass music, but I've made bad music before. But I took the time, I took a break and came back and was like, all right, I'm coming with quality. So that way, if I do annoy someone, they click the song, they're gonna be like, all right, song's fire. Now I'm gonna talk to this guy. Don't hop up in my shit with some trash ass cheeks booty ass song talking about we should work. But like there's bad ways to go about it. But I was talking to this person and they were like, they looked at my stats and like, oh, you bought all that. I'm like, bro, you can literally see I zoomed out and I showed like from the early 2017 from when I started to now, and it's only trending upward. And there's the spikes that go down, but it's always going up. I'm like, you can't buy this shit. You can't buy progress like that. Yeah. Because you can tell when people, I can go on Spotify for artists and look at any artist stats I want. And you can see, I could expose people if I want, but I'm not in the business of doing that because I just like to mind my own business. But I'm like, bro, I looked at your shit. You're the one who's faking stuff because you can see it goes up and then it goes right back down to where it was, and there's no growth at all. And that shows that someone purchased a playlist placement, was in there for the month. That usually they're like, it'll be like $100 and we'll throw your song on our playlist for a month.
Oh, you about to get these artists in trouble.
I don't give a fuck. And then it goes down. But I told the dude, I was like, look, there's straight up buying your plays, and then there's promoting yourself. Those are two different things if you want to look at them like that. If you were to open a sandwich shop in New York and you're like stuck in some alley and no one sees the shop, but you're there and you make some fire ass subs, are you just going to be like, well, I guess this is it? Or are you going to buy a fucking billboard saying, hey, I'm right down here, I got the best subs in the city, come check me out? And then people are like, oh shit, this billboard's pointing over here, I'm going to go get this sandwich is fire. they liked it so much, they're telling their friends, yo, you got to come check the sandwich shop out. 2 years later, you're selling so many artists have so many egos and shit, and most of the people who do have egos are all the artists who are just like stuck at the bottom trying to be better than everyone else. And those are the ones who are like, oh, fake, bro, all your views are fake. I'm like, it's not what the numbers are saying, man. So
Yeah, that app you were talking about kind of reminds me of this Bop Drop app that like me, Blick, and Shad and like Vic put us onto it. Basically, like, I don't know if you guys heard us talk about it, but you can like just
I've heard
post
about
like,
it.
it's like you can just post one song a day. That's it. Just one song a day. And it's super simple, but it's super dope. And I know like me, Blick, Shad, it's like, oh, it's either like you, Pack, Apollo. It's like that's all we ever post.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
all
not
we ever
around
post. It's like, go check our boys out, like right now. Just go do it.
Hell yeah. And that dude, that means so much to us. We'll never be able to express how much that means. So that's super cool. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that app is so cool. Like I've like just seen there's a explore page and then there's your followed page, and it just shows like everyone's song that they're posting, and it gives you a little preview of the song. And I've had multiple people like either if it's on your song or if it's on Pack's song or Drew's, just say, yo, this is dope, I really like it, and they add it to their playlist, and that it makes me feel good that I'm helping out.
Oh,
like
dude,
everyone
that's
else.
such a good feeling.
It's
Like
such a good
getting
feeling.
getting like the song like starting to pop off on like the likes and people like commenting on it. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, like
And
Yeah.
like the stuff that like a lot of artists that take for granted, like the small little like, oh, like this is cool, I'm gonna add it to my playlist, and then someone's driving around with their friends, and then your song comes on their playlist, and then you got 4 new fans. Like that's like the groundwork that the artists like kind of try to skip over. They want to go get like a hit or something like that, but that's when you get the real fans are the people who are actually gonna come to your shows, and they're gonna like come like say what's up to you. You gotta like be like a cool person. You know what I mean? A lot of these artists are like assholes to their fans. They're like, oh, I got too many fans. I don't need to like talk to these guys. Like being weirdos and shit. And
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with that, man. That's why I fuck with Ollie though, because Ollie's like probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Oh, thanks, man. Vice versa.
Yeah.
But that's like even for like when we were first planning Yoke Fest, and it started off as kind of like a joke, and we were like, well, how are we going to do the first lineup and all? And I was like, I don't want to do a lineup to where someone's opening for someone. We're all going to be the main act, and it's going to be like a giant, because it's not a festival. Obviously, it's not like a multi-day thing. It's not like
it should be
5 hours long, or so it should be. Yeah, that was fun. But like, I want it to be for everyone else too. It's not like we're just pulling up and doing a show. Like I want that intimate experience to be there. Pause between like me and the fans and all that shit. And it's like even when like on social media or something, I'll get a message here and there. Like this kid hit me up the other day, and he's like, "Hey man, been listening to your shit for like a year straight. Love your stuff. Keep on going. It's so cool to see you grow." And I happened to be on Instagram at the time, and I messaged him back, and I was like, "Hey bro, that's sick. I really appreciate it. Where you from?" And he's like, "Whoa, you responded to me like most people wouldn't go out of their way to do that." I'm like, bro, I'm kicked back watching Dexter right now. I'm a normal ass person that I'm just like you. And he was like, I'm from England. And I was like, oh, my dad's from London. I've been there a couple times. And I chatted with him for a little bit. And I was like, I always make sure to thank people for their support, because there's like an insane amount of artists on Spotify. I forgot what the stat was. It's over 100,000. It's got to be like, it's probably even higher than that at the time. But you could be listening to anybody. You could be listening to Drake. You could be listening to Jack Harlow. You could be listening to Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion. I can name 100 artists that make high quality top tier shit. Russ, Black Bear, Lauv. I'm not gonna sit here and name a ton of people, but the fact that you go out of your way to listen to us and the shit that we make, like, bro, that's crazy. That is blows my fucking mind. Like when we
and then you're like, all right, like I kind of want to start drinking, but like I kind of want to make sure like I got my lines. You know what I mean? I want to go up there and mess up
It's kind
on
of like getting
stage.
ready for like a sporting event, bro. It's like I got a hoop game tonight. It's like, man, I gotta get ready
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tired and sweaty as hell after you get off stage, but you're like, damn, I finally got that shit over with. Now I can kick it with the homies. Man,
Yeah.
Yo Fest was a movie, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it was so
Yo,
much
was
fun.
it what was the was I think it might have been Prime. No, it wasn't Prime. When did you guys come? Was it the Justin? No, it wasn't the Justin Stone show. When did y'all come to Rick's with us?
That was a Justin Stone show.
Yeah.
It was the Justin Stone show?
Yeah. Because it
Oh,
was,
shit.
we had like an Airbnb. It was like me, Spec, Blick, Shad, and Tyler, and then only me and Spec came out. It was like just everyone else like went back
yeah.
to the Airbnb.
No, that was like
Oh yeah,
even
Kelso
like,
was there too.
And Brad.
yeah, even
Oh,
even
Brad
shit
was.
like that.
Yeah, Brad was there.
Damn, I
Brad
forgot
was
about the Justin Stone show.
Yeah. Like, even shit like that, it's like people are like, well, like, what are we doing after? I'm like, I don't know. Y'all want to kick it? Let's go get fucked up somewhere. I don't know. It's after. We're still turning up. It doesn't stop. So yeah, I love kicking it with the people who listen to my shit, man. It's a different experience. Just because they like, I'm sure some of them make music, or like maybe some of them are artists in some way, shape, or form, or do something to where like their success matter is in like other people's hands. A fraction of it is. So if I can, if someone out there thinks hanging out with me is cool, and they're like, oh, I get to hang out with this dude I listen to, I'm over here sitting like, like Galaxy and I are normal ass people, bro. If you want to turn up with me, I'll get you fucked up. Let's go.
Dude, yeah, me and Blake have like talked about that before. It's like even like we've like met you guys, known you guys for a couple years now, but it's like whenever we see you, like talk to you guys in person, just something fangirl a little bit on the inside. Still fangirl a little bit on the inside.
No, but it's like it's weird. Like back when we both used to live in East Lansing, like me and I used to just like go to the bar like every Thursday or something like that. And I call Ollie, like, hey, you there? He's like, yeah. And like we were kind of just like the life of the party, you know what I mean? Like we were always dancing. We're in the middle of the club. We're buying shots and stuff. Like not even like trying to like say that we're like flexing. And like, no, we're just having a good time. And like it was just like everybody just kind of gravitated towards us. And we weren't like, oh no, you can't fuck with us. We're like, no, come over here and fuck it up with me.
That was the thing too. Is like it's hard to find, especially in like a college atmosphere, when I feel like I surround myself with people who I think it's the words like the terms like homophily or something like that. You just gravitate and surround yourself around people who mimic the same traits and characteristics that you have. So I don't want to say I don't have a filter, but I have a hard time not being me. And the people who I hang around, like I've never seen Galaxy like change who he is like to fit a set group of people. And I'd like to think I don't understand either, because like if I get a little bit of the lick flowing in the system, like I'm dancing. I don't give a fuck where it is. I'm turning up. I'm boogieing in some way, shape, or form. And we'd be in the middle of the dance floor, just fucked up, pitcher spilling everywhere, and the night just soaked, confused, don't know where I am. But it was a fun ass time, and that's what the shows are like for me too. Minus obviously the turn up is I at the end of the day, people are paying money to see me do something, so I got to make sure I'm like, keeping my couth about me and making sure I'm making it worth it for them too. But there have been a few times where I've turned up a little bit too much. Like honestly, on Prime when I was sipping on that Four Loko,
Dude, you were faded at Prime. Holy shit.
I was sad I had to like go home. I had to go back to work after your set.
bro, I remember you telling me that you're like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be making it because I gotta work, and I'm like, oh, you don't have to come. You're like, no, I'm not missing this. I was like,
You were at work, you left work, you like came and just like went back.
Yeah, so I went. I had to work in the evening that night, and I had already bought my ticket before I was told that I had to work. So I drove all the way to Lansing for Ollie's set, and immediately when he got done, it started downpouring.
Oh
So I
yeah, that was
booked it
rough.
to my the parking garage, which was like half a mile down the street, and got back in my car and got back to work. I was just covered in rain driving back. I had to call my roommate on my way back. I was like, "Yo, can you bring me some pants? Can you bring me some pants at work, bro?" So yeah,
That's dedication, dude.
yeah,
Hey,
I didn't want to miss OJ, or I didn't want to miss the both of you up on stage at Prime, so I had to make it, and then I booked it all the way back to work.
Yeah, that was a really an interesting show to perform at too, because it's by far like, of course, the biggest event I've ever been a part of. But when you have the second set, you're like, yo, there's a good chance nobody might be here. But you don't want to go up there and perform like nobody's in front of you. You got to act like you're performing the main set, get turned, hype people up, interact with people and shit like that. So it was weird because to me, it did feel like I was performing for like 100,000 people. But then I look at videos back and I'm like, yo, why that crowd look so much bigger? But it's good because I don't want to be the guy like up there and it's like, yo, this guy looks like he doesn't even want to be here. Because I've been at shows where it's like, man, what the fuck? Like the artist is like bitching about there not being a lot of people there and they give like a half-ass performance. Like, bro, these people are never gonna come back and watch you again because you just hoed all of them. So
Yo,
make sure to do the opposite. But people like you, like that's just crazy, man. Like, shout out to your pants, bro, for real.
Yeah, shout out my roommate for running them to me on my way to work.
Yeah, whoever that is, shout out them too.
the cool thing about the show was like it started raining like probably like 2 or 3 songs like to go, and I couldn't see Ollie because they had this big tarp over me, and like I'm just like, hey Ollie, we still going? And he's like, yeah, we're still going. So I couldn't see what was happening, and then I look at the video and I'm like, damn, like all those people stayed like
That
through
was
the rain,
crazy.
you know what I mean? And like all these people could have just left. It's raining, but like no, Ollie was up there. He was just like he's going. Everybody's fucking enjoying themselves. They're like, no, we'll deal with some rain. This nigga's
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
wet
they were
right
like,
now.
I was like, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up because I remember when it started to rain was right when I started feeling that Four Loko just hit. And I was like, damn, it's really about to rain right now. Because I saw the forecast said it was about to rain for a good chunk of the day, but it literally only rained on my set.
I know.
No other set, but it was the most rain I'd ever seen in Michigan. It was like people were just dumping. Someone just had like 100 fire hoses up there, and they just turned them out.
Dude, we were so soaked afterwards.
Dude,
it was crazy.
Yeah, the whole place was just drenched for the rest of the day. It was like a mud pit. And I remember while I was up there, I think it started raining at the end of Waves, and then Ripped Up was my last song, and it was already pouring by then. And I remember looking out and I saw like 3 people leave and they were in the back and everyone else stayed. And I'm like, I got to be doing something right. Because like I would have probably left. And so, yeah, we were just turning out having a blast. It was so much fun. I'll never forget that. I got to hopefully many more of those to come.
Yeah, for sure. I just personally, I didn't want to miss the first one, the first festival OJ is at. There was
facts.
no chance I was missing it. So yeah,
I didn't get the chance to go to the Pack when he performed at Prime. So I was like, I'm not missing OJ.
Yeah,
not missing it.
Same here.
Yeah, that looked like he had a big ass crowd for his performance on that. I don't know what spot in the list he was in, but of course, shout out Big Dog Pack. He actually, he was at Prime too. I was back. He was in like the little, I don't know if he knows the people or something like that, but he was in the little VIP section. That was the first time I met his wife too. And I was chopping it up with him there for a minute. And I had never, we'd always been like, I wouldn't even have called us friends. I would have just called us like me annoying him, asking me to open up on his shows and like being cool enough to respond. But now obviously like he's the homie. I was actually just talking to him earlier today, but it's cool to see people who I once like looked up to come out, and so like he didn't tell me he was gonna be there or anything like that. I just looked over and he was like, "Bro, sick ass set," and I was like, "What are you doing here, man?" And it was cool to chop it up with him after that.
Yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to loop back around to that you said in the beginning when we were like all talking about Yoke Fest is like at the end of the shows and we were all just kind of like hanging out there. That was one of the coolest moments for me. Just being able to walk up to you guys and just like shoot the shit with you and
Facts.
and have
Hey, you guys are the homies.
yeah. It was
Say,
just like
we're regular people, bro. Like
Yeah.
you can talk, you can call me right now. I'm like, hey, what's good? Like, hey, you want to like play some Call of Duty? Yeah, I'll play some Call of Duty. I'm a regular ass dude, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yo, do y'all play Among Us?
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
We've got a whole
Robin?
Discord about it.
I've been playing on my phone. I've been playing with Hush, Teagues, Apollo, and Mike was in there on one of them too. It was so funny because we just like we'll just gang up in a vote of like, regardless, someone else we could clearly know who the fuck the imposter is, and we
Yo,
still
special YouTube video for the pod
Yeah. there
playing
you
Among
go.
Us.
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to, man. Yo, is it cross-platform? Like if someone's playing on
Yeah.
Xbox and I play on
Yeah.
my phone?
Yeah, it's PC.
Oh, what?
I play on my PC.
Yeah, a
Oh,
bunch of us play
yeah.
on PC. Sometimes we got friends playing on their phones, and yeah,
Oh
it's
shit!
a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, because Hush was like, "Yo, we should get like some of the people who listen to our shit in here and like just chop it up and play with them." And I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about that. I'm so down.
Yeah.
Dude, we should. Yeah, I was thinking like a lot of artists really don't like utilize something like Discord. You know what I mean? Having like a Discord community would be good just to like have everyone in like. So hey, you can come talk to us. Like, hey, we're gonna be in the general channel. Come in, ask us questions. Like, post your links. You know what I mean? Just giving a place where all of our fans or like
Facts.
people who support us can just like kind of come together. And be like, hey, I want to check out this guy. Let's see what they're up to.
Yeah, that'd be super hard.
Dude, I was thinking about a platform to do that on, but I completely forgot about Discord. My brother told me about Discord like a year and a half ago because he's huge into online gaming.
Right.
Super good at like every game he touches, he just murks it. Actually, he's online right now playing League of Legends.
Hey,
But I've always wanted to come up with, because I think Instagram message, like the groups only allow a certain amount of members in there. But I wanted there to be, without doing like a Patreon or something where you got to pay to be in it, I wanted there to be like a separate chat thing that I can choose who's coming in and who's going. For the people that like really go hard for my shit, i.e. like you two, anyone else who I could name a couple other people too. But then like we can pop in and I can show you guys like the new shit that I got coming on or coming up. And then if you guys are like, yo, this would be cool to put out here, this would be cool to drop then, or maybe you should like go over these types of beats or just chop it up and talk about some dumb shit and play some games.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. I'll have to start something like that.
Yeah, that would be really
Yoke
cool.
chat?
Yoke
Yoke
let's go.
chat.
There you go.
All right, we'll start the Yoke chat.
chat. I'll set it up. I'll send you an invite tonight.
I feel like Apollo's always just gonna be lurking in the Yoke chat. Everywhere I
Dude,
go,
for sure. Dude, every time like I get on for us to record, it's just like Apollo's just on. I'm like, why is this dude just on?
dude,
Discord? Like, what is this dude doing?
no one knows, man.
He's
always up to some shit.
He's a strange. I love Apollo. He's a little strange, but I love him. I play a lot of Call of Duty. We haven't played in a while, but me and him play a lot of Call of Duty. He is not good.
Damn, word.
Oh, dude, I carry him so hard. It's so much fun. I carry his ass all the time.
He'd probably tell me the exact opposite.
Hey, it's like, nah, Cody's trash, bro.
Oh no, dude, I got the receipts. We were playing Warzone one time,
You got
and
the receipts.
it was the only game Warzone I've ever won, and it was with him, and he had 2 kills. I had 15.
Damn.
Bro, you gotta try to get 2.
Dude, it was so funny.
Bro didn't even show up with like at least 5.
No, I put the backpack on that night, like I do
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
Blick
Thanks.
knows. Blick knows the backpack's on.
Yes, sir. I'm in that backpack. I'm terrible.
He said, I'm not in my bag, but I'm in a bag.
Yeah. It may not be my bag. Um, so I think we have a couple more questions for you guys. We talked about this before I started recording, OJ, but the like you decided to drop the project, and just kind of as a like surprise, I'm dropping a project, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jack Harlow and Cuddy and a bunch of other people decide that surprise they're dropping music too. So, um, just from like the smaller artist perspective, and almost like having to, and we already talked about marketing, but how do you kind of like twist that to make sure like people are coming to you and don't miss out on this project? Um,
Honestly, it just goes into like how much you're willing to hustle and send it out to people and make sure it's heard. If it falls on deaf ears at this point in time, it's your fault. Just got to make sure I don't fuck up. And but you ever like on Twitter or something in the summer and you'll see like a summer league highlight, NBA D League, and someone's just fucking killing it. You're like, yo, who the fuck is this? That's what it's like.
Yeah.
You're going up like with the LeBrons and shit. Like Jack Harlow, huge artist.
Yeah.
Big ass label budget. Uzi got off that label and they're like, well, we need someone else. Jack signed to it. Let's try and blow him up. And he was good enough and had the image to actually do it. Yeah. So you're going up with him. You're going up with fucking arguably one of the biggest influencers music wise in the past like 2 decades. Well, I'd say mainly in like, I think it's what did Man on the Moon come out in like 2008 or 9 or something like that. Anyway, Kid Cudi's back. Like obviously, yeah, everyone's attention is going to be on them, but I have to show up with something so impressive that people want to A, even click on it, B, replay it, 3, I just went A, B, 3. A, B, 3, share it with their friends.
Yeah.
And we'll just throw in extra credit and not be scared to be like, yo, I'm listening to this shit. Y'all should check it out too. Yeah. That is not easy to do. And I'm not sitting up here tooting our horns and shit like, yo, we're doing something different than, because there's a ton of people who are making fire ass music. But it's just one of those things where it's like when you're going up against the big dogs, you just got to come with it. Like we're not pussying out on any level of the quality or the quantity that we're doing. Like everything we're doing is up to par with these people. Yep. And I have a song coming out with Apollo called All for Nothing. And there's one part, it's like it goes like 777s every time. How the fuck is this a hit every time? And it's like, I feel like because I care about this so much, I'm just pulling the slot machine and it's like, jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. But I'm the only one me and a very select few people think that. Like Galaxy knows if he sends me something and I send him something back, it's not going to be a bad song. Because I know I can weed out the bad ideas. It might not be the best song, but we'll work to where it is the best song. Yeah. So I had to come with a project that I knew people were going to be dropping on that day. It's like the music week goes from Fridays to Friday. So that's why there's New Music Friday. It used to be on Tuesday, but in 2015, pretty sure in 2015 it changed. But so like the music week starts on a Friday. So that's when everyone drops their singles. That's when everyone drops their projects, especially getting towards the end of the year. You have the bigger artists ready to drop because they're the only people who can drop at this time. Because like I was saying before we started pressing record and shit, that the music industry kind of goes on a break between like the middle of December and like the first week of January because everyone's doing family shit, holiday season, all that mumbo jumbo. Yeah. But the big dogs like 21 Savage, I think like 2 years ago dropped his project on December 31st or something. Yeah, like Drake will notoriously drop on New Year's Day. They can do whatever the fuck they want because they have the budgets and the people backing it to make sure that project sees the light of day and it is successful. We don't. So we have to hustle our asses off and pray to God that the people that are listening to it think it's cool enough to share with their friends too. Yeah. Like people don't understand how much like a story post does for us, how much a simple like, hey bro, you should check this out, text it to your friend. That friend could fucking wildly be, oh, my cousin's actually an A&R at Universal. I'm gonna send this to them. Boom, they reach out to me like, yo, what's up with this? Like, who do you know? This, that, and the other. So you never know what's gonna happen. You know?
Well, I was gonna say it's like a mindset kind of thing. Like we're not going into this to say, oh, we're dropping a project and compete with like the people around us. No, like we're coming up, we're dropping this so we can compete with the Kid Cuddies and the Jack Harlows who are dropping this weekend. We're like, no, like yeah, we see you guys are dropping. We're not gonna tuck our tail and push the album back. Like no, like we're kind of like trying to square up with them and like show like, hey, we're here to stay and like y'all can do this shit, we can do this shit better. Not that's not like a slight to nobody, but at the end of the day, like I know my shit's hard. I know Ollie's shit hard, and like when we came together, like we got this great product, and I think it stacks up. I haven't heard their projects, but I don't know how it's gonna stack up against Hot Street.
But Kid Cudi is in with like the good music group. Production's gonna be on point. Writing is gonna be on point. Jack Harlow, the same. He's in with like he's like the modern day white golden boy. He's like I was on FaceTime with Galaxy earlier, and he was like, oh no, it was Apollo. And Apollo's like, yo, do you check out Jack and Big Sean's new song? And I was like, no, let me listen to it. And we were going back and forth from like the alliteration and the delivery and everything between their verses. And to me, Jack Harlow's like the white Big Sean. Never gets too excited on the track, kind of just talks everything, but has so much fucking swag that you have to hit repeat. You have to watch his video.
Jack Harlow has an impeccable amount of swag.
So much swag. And he does not give a flying fuck about anything. And that's what like that's like the fucking icing on the swag. It's just like his nonchalantness about going about it. Like he is so himself that it doesn't matter what he does. Always has the baddies around him. Like Jack Harlow is that dude. So like going back to what you asked, like when you're going up someone against that, I have to show that I am that dude as well. Yeah. Just people don't know about it yet. Like if someone asks, like I'm my most played artist on Spotify every year. Cause like I said, like Pete, I don't give a fuck if it sounds arrogant. I make this shit for me. I'm gonna listen to it. I make cool ass shit. If you don't like it, like I said earlier, there's 100,000 artists on Spotify. Go listen to some of them. No one's forcing this shit down your throat. Yeah. If you don't like it, I know other people are gonna like it, so you can fuck off. Respectfully, of course, because I like people will reach out and be like, "Yo, this isn't like my like Spec." When I sent him Moon and Back, he was like, "Yo, it's not really my vibe," but I respect it, and that I think that takes a different level of intelligence to be able to understand. It's just because you don't like something doesn't mean that it's bad. Right. So he was like, "It's just not me." Blah blah blah. What happens when it comes out? He's like, "Yo, I actually kind of fuck with this song. It's a bop." It just took a little time. So that I know everything I put out is of quality, and someone's gonna like it. It's just a matter of those people to catch up. And it's not like I'm not one of those people like, oh man, y'all just gotta get with the times. Like I'm the hottest thing. Like, no, I just think very highly of myself because I saw something the other day. Someone was like, yo, you gotta evaluate yourself before you let other people evaluate you. I'm not gonna let someone put me in like the fucking D league. I am A league. I'm top tier shit. So fuck it. I need my project up there with the big people. It's already up there in my mind. I just got to get it up there in this fucking world that we're living in.
Yeah, it's all in your head. You just got to get it to everyone else's head. So,
big facts, bro. If people think you're crazy when you start talking like that, you're like, oh, bro, he's arrogant. He's cocky. It's like, no, dude, I just really fuck with myself. And like, I spend so much time doing this shit. You'd fuck with yourself too if you did the same thing. But yeah, it's like you guys. It's like y'all starting off with the podcast and shit. But I'm sure you listen back and you're like, yo, there's actually like some dope parts about this shit. You can see yourselves growing a little bit. A year from now, you're gonna look back and be like, damn, bro, we really came a far way. Like, what are we gonna be like in a year from there? And I had like a late start to all this shit too. So it's just like I got to remind myself I've only been doing it. Like December is going to mark 4 years of me putting music out everywhere to Spotify and all that shit. So I'm 4 years into it. These people who like Jack, he's like, oh, I've been rapping since 12. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Bro, I don't even remember shit from 12. That's crazy. Or you talk about like Drake was rapping way before he started Degrassi and shit like that. Like I picked this up after I graduated because I was bored and I wanted a hobby and I didn't like work. And then I just fell in love with it. So if I can do that and people are fucking with me now, I know it's going to just keep on going. And I just want to see how far we can take this shit.
Yep, it's all up from here. That's for sure.
All
up.
Facts. Big facts. But honestly, I can see how I might sound like a douche. Like, listen to this. But if people have to understand where the intention's coming from, there's no ill intention at all. I'm not shitting on anybody else. I'm just honest. Like, if you send me a song and it's bad, I'll tell you it's bad, but that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. If I send you guys a song and you're like, yo, this song's trash, cool. I might not agree with you, but you know, the world keeps on moving.
Yep.
It is what it is. So there's no ill intention with like the way I approach things. I just really believe in myself, Galaxy, Drew, Hush, everyone who I work with really closely. I believe that there's something there and that we are going to be up there with the rest of the big people.
Yeah, it's a good mindset to have. Just keep going, basically.
Yeah, there's like so many times where like, I'm just like sitting there listening to music. I'm like at work. I'm like, why is this not the biggest song out right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, this song is so hard. Like, why is it not the biggest song on the planet?
Bro, if you think that and I think that and we get a couple more people thinking that and they pass it to way more people thinking that, it will become that. So
all it takes is time.
I'm like always playing your new music like for my friends in the car or whatever. And like I feel like I like just pissed them off because I was like, yo, dude, OJ got this new track. Pack got this new song. Pac got this new song. And they're like, dude, shut up. I'm like, no.
You don't understand. No, I was watching your guys' I think it was the second to last podcast. No, it was the last one that you guys just uploaded. And you were like, yo, I was showing my friend in the car, sick to my stomach, and we were just like going hard to it. I'm like, bro, that is hard as fuck. Just to think someone else is just in the car, like with the bros bumping your shit. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard as fuck, man. You gotta love it.
All right. Yeah. So, do we have any more questions, Cody?
I don't know.
I'm looking through the note, and
But it was kind of a bare. It was a bare notes. But
yeah, it was
we
pretty bare notes. But we got So I had cut the recording after it paused the first time, and we got we're already back up to 42 minutes. So I think we're at like an hour and a half right now. Or not an hour and a half. Hour and 10 right now. So.
Yeah, like just like all the artists that like listen to what Ollie's saying and his mindset about everything. He dropped gems about the business side and about the stuff that goes into the music, other than like just putting stuff on SoundCloud. He was talking about like the mindset you gotta have. A lot of people get like discouraged because if I send you a song and you don't like it, then it's like, oh damn, I'm probably not gonna send him a song. No, I'm gonna keep sending you songs until you like one of these motherfuckers. And that's how you grow a fan. They're like, well, I like this song. Let me go back and listen to these songs before. And then like they start growing on you, and like a lot of people just like give up. Like you guys said, just keep going and you gotta put it in their face, like, I'm gonna make you a fan. Like, at the end of the day,
that's really how I be. I'm like, y'all. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, this is my car. You're gonna listen to what I want to listen to, and this is what I'm listening to today.
Locks the doors. No one's leaving.
You're not leaving until you like this song.
An interesting stat that caught my eye was when everyone was posting their Spotify raps and Apple Music, whatever, and I saw Spec posted one from Tidal. I'm like, bro, you might be the only person on Tidal listening to my shit. But I saw that I was in a good amount of people's top 5 artists, like way more than I expected. But in the top 5 songs, I wasn't in a lot of people's top 5 songs. And I think what that means is that the catalog that I have, people are running through the whole catalog and not hanging on one song and just on repeat to that, because I have so much shit. I think Trap Tragedy was my 60th single I put out. I think it just shows that people are going through and running through and playing all of them at pretty even rate, because most of my songs, they'll get between like 100 and 150 plays a day on average. And then there are the bigger songs that, like Elephants, gets like 4,000 plays a day on just Spotify. So it's like I have this range, but all of them are at least getting 100 plays a day, which is it's crazy. Like 100 times in a day, someone is playing What If. So I'm like, fuck, dude, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's me.
That's a lot. But like what Galaxy, it goes back to what Galaxy said. It's like you gotta what you said too, Blake. It's like whatever you do, if you're gonna do something, if you really love it and really believe in yourself, you can't get discouraged. So I've been in the point where like I've thought about quitting a ton of times. When I first moved out here, I moved out here with 4 songs out, no listeners at all. Like, why the fuck am I out here, dude? Like the first year out here, got my ass kicked, was unemployed, all this shit. Like life was just beating my ass. And life beat my ass the second year, the third year, this year too. It's not gonna get better. You just gotta fight back.
Yeah.
And you just gotta stick with it and you'll see growth, but it all comes down to like how serious you are about it. And if like if you are putting shit out, a lot of artists will like drop 5 songs and like stay stagnant, no growth at all. It's not people sleeping on you, bro. It's the fact that the songs are probably ass. No one wants to listen to that shit. So you gotta take time, reevaluate, and find out what they want to hear and up the quality on that shit. It goes for anything you want to do in life.
Yeah, I think going back to like, the whole Spotify Wrapped, I think in 2018 it was. I don't think you're one of my top artists, but 4 of your 5 songs were my top 5 most played songs that year.
That's hard. We got to get Hot Streak in there.
Yes,
And
sir.
Galaxy coming with that
Hot
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hot Streak 3.
Hot Streak 3.
Hot Streak 3.
That's I was gonna say about my Spotify Wrapped is like I had Jack Harlow, I had Pack, and I had Mac Miller in my like top 5 songs. But then in my top 5 artists, I had Pack, and then Jack, and then OJ, and then a couple other, a few other artists underneath there. But
Yeah.
it just that. It's exactly what you were saying. It's like I when I go to listen to OJ, I click the This Is Ollie Joseph playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
But yes, dude. Thank you.
I stayed with that on repeat.
Dude, thank you. It's so funny because I made that when I used to have a solar sales job. I was way the fuck out in LA, just sitting at a McDonald's in between like appointments. And I was like, man, it looks so dope that people have like a This Is something on Spotify. I'm going to make my own one. And I just made a graphic and on it's fake, but it looks real as fuck.
Real, yeah.
Dude, it really does.
And I checked the other day. I'm like, bro, there's 172 people that follow this shit that are just like, yo, I'm gonna just listen to him. I'm like, that's hard. And Hot Streak gotta be in that bitch too.
Hot Streak's going crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like for like this year, especially like my top 5, I had one mainstream artist in my top 5, and it was Jack Harlow. Otherwise, it was you, Pac, Apollo, and Justin Stone.
Yeah. Shout out to solid top 5. Big things.
Yes, sir. Do we have anything? Any closing thoughts? Anything you guys want to say about Hot Streak coming out? Any?
Hot Streak going triple platinum.
Yes, sir.
First 3 hours that it comes out.
God damn.
Hot Streak 3 dropping tonight first.
Yeah, we might have a secret project dropping. No, we're not dropping secret. We got enough to though, so like I don't know.
Yoked Up 2 coming out.
Yoked Up 2 on the Ultimate Edition.
Bro, if we say fuck a deluxe and drop Hot Streak Ultimate Edition, that sounds like at that point we gotta have a video game like paired with it or something like that.
Dude, that'd be so hard. The Ultimate Edition of an album.
That'd be hard. But no, any closing remarks? Whoever watches this or listens to it, check the project out. It's some fire. I stand behind that. I just pounded my desk when I said that. So I know it's real. But I tried to make it, or we tried to make it to where there was like a little bit of something on there for everybody. If you like the hype shit, if you like the hype shit, if you like the storytelling, if you like to chill, there's stuff like that too. But yeah, and if you like it, I always say just like tell a friend. And it's like word of mouth is the best form of advertising, so it means the most to us. And shout out to y'all too for having us on here, man.
Yeah, thank you guys so much,
Yeah,
man.
dude, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, we appreciate
Have
you
a
guys
listener.
coming on. Yeah.
Big fan of Charges to the Pod. Anytime I get a little shout out when I'm at work.
Yes,
Hope.
sir.
Yeah, so shout out to y'all and go stream Hot Streak.
All right.
Blake,
well,
put it in the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description. You'll find it on. I'm sure you'll find it scattered all over Cody and I's Twitter as well.
Yeah.
But
Appreciate
thank you guys.
that.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. It was super dope to have you guys.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was super fun to just shoot the shit.
Probably
you know?
our second, probably our best pod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo, chat, coming soon.
Yo, chat. Yo,
Yo,
chat.
chat.
Yo, chat will
2021.
be in the description too.
Yo, chat's gonna be highly exclusive. You might there won't be a membership fee, but you might have to make an audition tape.
To the Yo chat.
I'll just put the video. I'll just link this podcast for my audition tape. How's that?
No, y'all already in the Yo chat. You're good to go.
All right. All right. Well, again, OJ, Galaxy, it was great having you guys on. Appreciate you guys coming on and talking hot streak with us and all kinds.
We'll definitely have to have you guys back on another time.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Nah,
could
man,
get a Yoke Fest pod going.
The Yoke pod.
The Yoke pod.
Dude, podcast live from Yoke Fest 4?
Shit, dude. On stage?
Just
On
screaming
stage.
the entire time.
Press pass?
All right, well, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hot Streak's gonna be in the first link in the description. Thank you all for watching. This is your boy Blix. I got my boy Cody. We got OJ and Galaxy, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Vibes. Take it easy, boys.
What's up, boys?
Who believe in me has made me who I am. We gon' make it cause we gotta. Let me thank you in advance.